Kolayla Yahbaşım Şabeşim Akakudaş. The ones the elders and apostles gave most on GMS do will teach well. Today I want to talk about this article from NBC News. Trump administration weighs drone strikes on Mexican cartels. I'm not actually gonna read the article. Sorry about that. I'm just gonna play a video and just let that be that. This video is gonna be very short.
Armed drones are among the most precise and lethal weapon systems in the American arsenal. And tonight, 6 U.S. officials briefed on the matter tell NBC News the Trump administration is considering using drone strikes against the Mexican drug cartels that are importing deadly fentanyl into the United States. The officials told us no final decisions have been made, and they said the administration is hoping for Mexico's cooperation. But they say it has not ruled out unilateral action. Acting Drug Enforcement Administrator Derek Maltz told me in a text exchange this week that all options should be on the table because drug cartels have killed more Americans than Al-Qaeda and ISIS. The Mexican president responding to our reporting today.
Nos coordinamos, colaboramos,
We've always said we do not agree. First, because we're not in agreement with any military intervention, she says, adding, it would not solve anything. President Trump paved the way for military action when his government designated Mexican drug cartels as terrorist organizations and authorized surveillance flights by the CIA over Mexico.
What can you tell us about the CIA drone flights over Mexico? Is this the next step in the war against the cartels?
Well, we're going to see.
We recently spent a day with the DEA in the Phoenix division, where 60% of the fentanyl enters the U.S.
So this is our drug vault.
And where a top DEA official says the new intelligence gathered by the CIA has been helping.
So now we get the intelligence community involved and the Department of Defense, and all of us working together can target and eliminate the threat.
With tens of thousands of Americans dying each year from fentanyl coming in mostly from Mexico, the idea of American military action against drug cartels has long been contemplated. Even fictionalized in the 2015 film Sicario.
What are the rules of engagement? Weapons free, my friend.
Drone strikes could target cartel leaders, their security forces, and their manufacturing facilities. Similar to how the U.S. used Reaper drones in the Middle East and South Asia, this Taliban drug facility in Afghanistan destroyed in a split second by 4 500-pound guided bombs. But many experts say U.S. military action without Mexico's consent would spark outrage in Mexico and cripple cooperation. They also question whether it would work to stop the flow of drugs. U.S. drug warriors say it's time to raise the cost to the drug cartels.
Cartels at their root are evil, and they don't care. It is based in greed. We are collateral damage to them.
President Trump's pressure on Mexico has sparked tough new measures against the cartels, and several U.S. officials told us they believe the Trump administration may be able to secure Mexico's agreement to conduct limited military strikes. They also acknowledge that going it alone would be risky. If Mexico stopped cooperating with the U.S. in the drug war, that would be a huge victory for the drug lords. Tom?
And there is some disagreement among President Trump's top advisors as to how this should play out. It's led to an ongoing dispute between Peter Navarro, who is perhaps the biggest cheerleader for tariffs.
Okay, well that's something else. But mainly, the scripture I was thinking about, in the last times, but the time shall come. These things come out. The cartel's not gonna take it lying down. And I remember I was watching, I think it's this Special Forces guy, Valhalla, VFT. I like to watch these guys, these different Special Forces YouTubers. They kind of go into a lot of these different things and break down the news nowadays, which that's another aspect of Jacob's trouble. It's gonna come out. These different Special Forces guys, man, some of them, I believe they're gonna fight back, man. Some of these ex-Special Forces, ex-military, they're gonna be fighting the government too, right? Because even with I don't know, not all of them, but I think there are some of these guys out here, at least some of the guys I was watching, you know, that kind of go into alternative news. Some of these guys are, veterans, so they gonna turn their back on this place, man. You they should not regard the kings, princes, right? But yeah, I'm gonna let that be that. Right, peerless times are coming, so you know, important thing is to get right in these times. Read, pray, do what you have to do. Well, pray is the first thing. Worship, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, acknowledge the names, right? Keep the Shabbat holy. Keep the commandments to the best of your ability. No adultery, no idolatry, no murder, no sex in the Sabbath. Yeah, basic stuff like that. No aberrations, sexual aberrations. Like Jake's be talking about running trains and shit, double teaming one girl, or you have two girls on you, or none of that stuff. None of that weird butt stuff either. Yeah, real. What was it? His commandments are not grievous, right? I think that one's maybe in John somewhere, but let that be that. I don't want to overtalk. I'll wait if I show.